Why do so many people over 60 wake up tired, stay tired throughout the entire day, and go to bed exhausted without ever feeling truly rested or refreshed? I'm revealing 7 medically documented causes of chronic fatigue in seniors that doctors often miss or dismiss as normal aging. And more importantly, the straightforward solutions that can restore your energy within just a few weeks. These aren't vague lifestyle suggestions or unproven theories. These are specific, identifiable medical issues backed by institutions like Johns Hopkins, Harvard Medical School, and the Mayo Clinic. The 5th cause shocks most people because it seems like it should give you more energy, not drain it completely. But research shows it's actually one of the most common hidden reasons seniors feel constantly exhausted. My neighbor Austin, who's 67, spent 2 full years complaining to his doctor about constant, unshakable exhaustion. His doctor kept saying it was just normal aging and there wasn't much to be done about it. After finally insisting on comprehensive testing and making 3 specific changes based on what was discovered, his energy returned to levels he hadn't experienced in over a decade. It wasn't normal aging at all. It was 3 fixable problems that are incredibly common after 60. There's 1, chronic dehydration. You don't even feel your thirst mechanism become significantly less reliable after age 60, leaving you chronically dehydrated without ever feeling thirsty or realizing what's happening to your body. This isn't a minor inconvenience. It's a serious medical issue causing profound fatigue that most seniors never connect to their water intake. The National Institute on Aging and the Centers for Disease Control have published extensive research showing that seniors progressively lose sensitivity to thirst signals as they age, and this leads directly to chronic mild dehydration that causes constant fatigue, cognitive fog and confusion, dizziness and balance problems, reduced blood volume that directly affects energy levels, and poor cellular function throughout your entire body. The research shows that even just 2% dehydration, which you cannot feel, significantly impacts both energy and cognitive function in measurable ways. The reality is stark and concerning. Most seniors drink less than half the water their bodies actually need each day, and they have no idea they're dehydrated because they simply don't feel thirsty. Your urine color is the most reliable indicator of hydration status. It should be pale yellow, almost clear. If your urine is dark yellow or amber-colored, you're already significantly dehydrated and have been for some time. This chronic dehydration forces your body to work much harder to perform basic functions because your blood volume is reduced. Your cells cannot operate efficiently, and every system in your body is struggling with insufficient fluid. The exhaustion you feel isn't aging, it's your dehydrated body crying out for water. When you continue ignoring your hydration needs because you don't feel thirsty, you're guaranteeing persistent exhaustion that will only worsen over time. Your fall risk increases dramatically due to dizziness and poor balance caused by dehydration. Your kidneys face increasing stress and potential damage from processing waste with insufficient fluid. Urinary tract infections become more frequent and severe. Your cognitive function deteriorates progressively, with confusion and memory problems that might be mistaken for dementia. Your blood pressure fluctuates unpredictably, making management difficult. Nora, who's 71, suffered from crushing afternoon fatigue for months, and within just 1 week of drinking adequate water on a consistent schedule, her energy returned completely and she felt like a different person. The solution is remarkably simple, but requires conscious effort because your thirst cannot be trusted as a guide. Drink 6 to 8 full glasses of water every single day on a deliberate schedule, not based on whether you feel thirsty. Keep a 20-ounce water bottle visible wherever you spend most of your time. Set a clear goal to finish 1 complete bottle by lunchtime and another complete bottle by dinner time. Set hourly reminders on your phone if necessary, because remembering to drink is half the challenge. Track your water intake for 1 full week to establish the habit. Your cells are dehydrated right now as you watch this, affecting your energy at this very moment. Start tracking your water intake today. Cause 2. Undiagnosed sleep apnea, stealing your rest. You might be sleeping a full 8 hours every night, but getting almost no restorative rest whatsoever. Due to breathing interruptions you're completely unaware of while sleeping. Sleep apnea is a condition where your breathing repeatedly stops and starts during sleep, and it's devastatingly common in people over 65, yet often goes completely undiagnosed for years. The Johns Hopkins Sleep Center and the American Academy of Sleep Medicine report that over 50% of adults over age 65 have some form of sleep apnea, and the majority don't know it because the breathing interruptions happen during sleep. These repeated breathing stoppages prevent you from ever reaching deep, restorative sleep stages. They cause dangerous oxygen deprivation to your brain and organs throughout the night. The result is severe daytime fatigue, despite spending adequate hours in bed, and this continues night after night, year after year, stealing your energy and damaging your health. The telltale signs of sleep apnea are surprisingly common and often dismissed as normal. Loud snoring that disturbs your bed partner is one of the most obvious indicators. Gasping or choking sounds during sleep that might wake you briefly or be noticed by others sleeping nearby. Morning headaches that occur regularly when you first wake up. The most significant sign is waking up feeling tired and unrefreshed despite sleeping 7 to 8 hours, then feeling exhausted throughout the entire day. Many people with sleep apnea also experience extreme daytime sleepiness, falling asleep easily during quiet activities like watching television or reading, which is actually dangerous and not normal aging. If sleep apnea continues untreated, you face serious and escalating health consequences beyond just feeling tired. Your risk of stroke increases significantly due to repeated oxygen deprivation and blood pressure spikes during breathing interruptions. Heart attack risk rises substantially because your cardiovascular system is under constant stress all night. High blood pressure often develops or worsens despite treatment because sleep apnea drives it up. Cognitive decline accelerates because your brain isn't getting adequate oxygen or restorative sleep. Dangerous daytime sleepiness increases your accident risk while driving or doing other activities. Your overall quality of life deteriorates severely because you never feel rested or energized. Irving, who's 69, slept 8 full hours every single night but felt completely exhausted for years. And everyone, including his doctor, blamed aging until a sleep study revealed severe sleep apnea and proper treatment restored his energy entirely. The solution starts with proper assessment and diagnosis. Ask your bed partner or someone who can observe you sleeping to watch for loud snoring, gasping, or breathing pauses during your sleep. If you sleep alone, record yourself sleeping using your smartphone audio recording for an entire night and listen for these signs. If any of these signs are present, schedule an appointment with your doctor immediately and specifically request a sleep study evaluation. Sleep studies can now often be done at home with portable equipment, making them far more convenient than before. Simple and highly effective treatments exist once sleep apnea is properly diagnosed, ranging from positional therapy to oral appliances to CPAP machines. Untreated sleep apnea is literally stealing years from your life and destroying your daily quality of life. Get evaluated this month. Cause 3. Severe vitamin D deficiency low. Vitamin D causes profound, debilitating fatigue that many seniors suffer from unknowingly, and research shows that over 75% of adults over 60 are deficient in this critical vitamin. Vitamin D isn't just about bone health, as many people believe. It's essential for cellular energy production, muscle function, immune system operation, and mood regulation. Harvard Medical School and Mayo Clinic research demonstrates that vitamin D deficiency has reached epidemic levels in the senior population. And this deficiency directly causes muscle weakness and pain, bone pain and achiness, severe and persistent fatigue, depression and mood disorders, and significantly weakened immune function, leading to frequent illness. The research also shows that older adults produce approximately 75% less vitamin D from sun exposure compared to younger people, even when spending the same amount of time outdoors, making deficiency almost inevitable without intervention. The symptoms of vitamin D deficiency are often dismissed as normal aging, but are actually signs of a serious deficiency that's easily correctable. Constant tiredness that doesn't improve with rest or sleep is one of the primary indicators. Muscle aches and weakness that make normal activities feel harder than they should. Frequent illnesses and infections because your immune system isn't functioning properly. Mood problems, including depression, irritability, and general sense of malaise. Bone pain or achiness, especially in the back, hips, or legs. Many seniors suffer with these symptoms for years, never realizing they're all connected to vitamin D deficiency that could be identified with a simple blood test and corrected with straightforward supplementation. When vitamin D deficiency continues untreated, it creates crushing fatigue that progressively worsens over months and years. Your fall risk increases substantially because muscle weakness prevents quick balance corrections. Bone fractures become far more likely as bone density deteriorates without adequate vitamin D. Depression deepens and becomes treatment-resistant because the vitamin D deficiency is never addressed. Your risk of infections and illness rises because your immune system cannot function properly. The aging process itself accelerates at the cellular level. Dolores, who's 73, endured debilitating fatigue and muscle weakness for over a year that made even basic activities exhausting, and within just 6 weeks of correcting her severe vitamin D deficiency under doctor supervision, her energy and strength returned dramatically. The solution begins with proper testing and then follows your doctor's guidance. Request a vitamin D blood test at your next doctor visit or schedule an appointment specifically for this purpose. Ask for your specific number because optimal vitamin D levels are between 40 and 60 nanograms per milliliter, not just barely above deficient. If your levels are low, follow your doctor's specific recommendations for supplementation, as dosing needs to be appropriate for your level of deficiency. Get 15 minutes of morning sunlight exposure daily when possible, as this still provides some benefit even though your skin is less efficient at producing vitamin D. Eat vitamin D-rich foods including fatty fish like salmon and mackerel, egg yolks, and fortified dairy products. One simple blood test and straightforward correction could completely transform your energy levels. Call your doctor tomorrow to schedule this test. 4. Sedentary lifestyle creating a fatigue cycle. Sitting too much throughout your day creates more fatigue, not less. And this seems completely backwards until you understand that your body actually needs regular movement to generate energy. This creates a vicious cycle where fatigue makes you sit more, and sitting more makes you more fatigued, spiraling downward until you feel exhausted from doing almost nothing. The American Heart Association and National Institute on Aging have published comprehensive studies showing that sedentary behavior paradoxically increases fatigue through multiple mechanisms. Reduced mitochondrial function, which is your cell's energy production system. Poor circulation that reduces oxygen and nutrient delivery throughout your body. Progressive muscle deconditioning that makes everything feel harder. And metabolic slowdown that reduces your body's baseline energy production. The research clearly demonstrates that regular movement, even light activity, dramatically increases energy levels rather than depleting them. The numbers are striking and concerning. If you're sitting more than 8 hours daily without regular movement breaks, you're experiencing progressive energy decline that will only worsen without intervention. Even light physical activity reverses this decline quickly and measurably. When you sit for extended periods, your circulation slows dramatically. Your muscles begin wasting through disuse, your metabolic rate drops, and your mitochondria actually become less efficient at producing cellular energy. Your body interprets prolonged sitting as a signal that energy production isn't needed, so it reduces capacity. The exhaustion you feel isn't from overexertion, it's from underuse of your body's systems. If your sedentary pattern continues, you're trapped in a deepening cycle of exhaustion. The fatigue intensifies steadily, making you want to sit and rest even more. Muscle loss accelerates, and this muscle wasting directly causes more fatigue because muscles are metabolically active tissue that generates energy. Your cardiovascular system declines, making even small efforts feel exhausting. Your risk of serious diseases including diabetes, heart disease, and stroke increases substantially. Most tragically, you experience complete loss of vitality and joy as everything becomes too tiring to attempt. Wendell, who's 66, felt constantly exhausted despite sleeping well until he added 3 short 10-minute walks daily after meals, and his energy levels tripled within just 2 weeks. The solution requires deliberate movement throughout your day, but nothing extreme or complicated. Stand up and move for 5 minutes every single hour when you're awake, even if it's just walking around your home. Take 3 separate 10-minute walks daily, ideally after breakfast, lunch, and dinner, at whatever pace is comfortable for you. Do simple stretches or march in place during television commercial breaks instead of sitting through them. Take stairs instead of elevators when possible, and park farther from store entrances. Remember this critical fact: movement creates energy, it doesn't deplete it. Your body is designed to move regularly, and it generates more energy when you honor that design. Your mitochondria are waiting to increase their energy production, but they need the movement signal. Start moving more today. 5. Eating too little protein. Low protein intake causes progressive muscle loss and crushing fatigue that most seniors incorrectly blame on inevitable aging when it's actually completely preventable with proper nutrition. This is the surprising cause that most people don't expect because protein seems unrelated to energy, yet it's absolutely fundamental. Comprehensive research from Tufts University and published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shows that seniors need significantly more protein than younger adults, specifically 25 to 30 grams of protein at each meal, to prevent sarcopenia, which is age-related muscle loss. Inadequate protein intake causes severe fatigue from lost muscle mass, progressive weakness that makes everything harder, slowed metabolism that reduces energy production, poor recovery from any activity or illness, and reduced cellular energy production throughout your body. The research is clear that most seniors eat far too little protein daily, usually less than half of what they actually need. The connection between protein and energy is direct and powerful. Muscle tissue is metabolically active, meaning it burns calories and produces energy even at rest. When you lose muscle mass due to insufficient protein, you're literally reducing your body's capacity to generate energy. Everything becomes harder because you have less muscle to perform tasks. Your metabolism slows because muscle drives metabolic rate. If you're not eating a palm-sized portion of high-quality protein at each of your 3 meals, you're almost certainly deficient and experiencing muscle loss and fatigue as a direct result. This isn't about bodybuilding or vanity. This is about maintaining the muscle mass essential for energy, independence, and quality of life. When you continue eating inadequate protein, you face progressive muscle wasting that causes increasing fatigue with each passing month. Weakness prevents you from performing normal daily activities that used to be effortless. Frailty develops as muscle mass drops below critical thresholds. Loss of independence follows as you become unable to care for yourself adequately. Severe energy depletion makes every task feel monumental and exhausting. Recovery from illness or injury becomes dramatically slower and more difficult. Maxine, who's 68, suffered from constant exhaustion that made her feel decades older, and within just 1 month of eating adequate protein at every single meal, her energy and strength returned to levels that shocked her and her family. The solution is straightforward and requires no special foods or expensive supplements. Eat 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein at each of your 3 daily meals. This means 3 eggs or a 3-egg omelette at breakfast, or Greek yogurt with nuts, a chicken breast, fish fillet, or substantial turkey sandwich at lunch, fish, lean beef, pork chops, or a large serving of beans and legumes at dinner. Include protein-rich snacks between meals like cheese, cottage cheese, or a handful of nuts. Track your protein intake carefully for 1 full week to see if you're actually meeting these targets, because most people are shocked to discover they're eating far less than they thought. Your muscles desperately need this protein to maintain mass and generate the energy you need for daily life. Add adequate protein to every meal starting tomorrow. Cause 6. Undiagnosed anemia or low iron levels. Hidden anemia is extremely common after age 60 and causes debilitating fatigue that's completely reversible once properly identified and treated. Anemia means your blood doesn't have enough healthy red blood cells to carry adequate oxygen throughout your body, and without sufficient oxygen delivery, profound exhaustion is inevitable. Mayo Clinic and Johns Hopkins research shows that anemia affects over 20% of adults over age 65, yet it often goes undiagnosed for years because the symptoms develop gradually and are attributed to normal aging. Anemia causes profound fatigue from reduced oxygen-carrying capacity in your blood, weakness and difficulty performing normal activities, shortness of breath even with minimal exertion, cognitive fog and difficulty concentrating, and dizziness especially when standing up. Common causes in seniors include poor iron absorption as digestion becomes less efficient, hidden internal bleeding from various sources, chronic diseases that affect blood cell production, and simple nutritional deficiency. The symptoms of anemia are distinctive when you know what to look for. Overwhelming tiredness that feels different from normal fatigue, more like complete exhaustion or weakness. Pale skin, especially noticeable in the face, inner eyelids, and nail beds. Cold hands and feet even in warm environments, rapid or irregular heartbeat with minimal physical activity, dizziness or lightheadedness, particularly when standing up from sitting or lying down, headaches, and difficulty concentrating or remembering things. A simple blood test called a complete blood count can diagnose anemia definitively within minutes. Yet many seniors suffer for years without this basic test being performed. If anemia remains undiagnosed and untreated, the consequences become progressively more serious. Worsening exhaustion makes normal daily life feel impossible to manage. Increased fall risk from dizziness and weakness leads to injuries and hospitalization. Cognitive decline accelerates due to insufficient oxygen reaching your brain. Your heart faces increasing strain as it works harder to circulate oxygen-poor blood. Quality of life deteriorates severely as exhaustion prevents you from enjoying anything. Many seniors become homebound and isolated simply because they're too exhausted to go out, never realizing it's from treatable anemia. Hector, who's 72, suffered with crushing fatigue for years that his doctors dismissed as aging, until comprehensive blood work finally revealed significant anemia, and once properly treated following medical guidance, his normal energy levels returned. The solution begins with proper testing and medical evaluation. Request a complete blood count and comprehensive iron panel from your doctor at your next appointment, or schedule a specific appointment for this testing if you're experiencing these symptoms. If testing reveals anemia, Follow your doctor's specific recommendations, which may include iron-rich foods like red meat, dark leafy greens, beans and fortified cereals, and possible supplementation under medical supervision. Your doctor will also investigate the underlying cause of the anemia to address it properly. Never self-treat anemia with supplements without medical guidance because too much iron can be harmful, and the underlying cause needs identification. One simple blood test could explain years of exhausting fatigue. Schedule this testing this week. 7. Thyroid problems going undetected. Underactive thyroid function is extremely common in seniors and causes profound fatigue that doctors frequently miss or dismiss because the symptoms develop slowly over years. Your thyroid gland produces hormones that regulate your metabolism, energy production, body temperature, and numerous other critical functions. When thyroid function declines, everything in your body slows down. The American Thyroid Association reports that over 15% of adults over age 60 have hypothyroidism, which is underactive thyroid function, and the condition often goes undiagnosed for years. Low thyroid function directly causes severe and persistent fatigue, unexplained weight gain, despite normal eating, depression and mood problems, feeling cold constantly even in warm environments, cognitive slowing and brain fog, and muscle weakness and achiness. The condition is especially common in women, but affects men as well, and it's highly treatable once properly identified. The symptoms of hypothyroidism develop so gradually that many people don't realize how profoundly their energy has declined until treatment restores normal function. Unshakable tiredness that no amount of rest or sleep improves is the hallmark symptom. Unexplained weight gain or inability to lose weight despite reasonable diet and activity. Feeling cold all the time, wearing sweaters when others are comfortable, brain fog, difficulty concentrating, and memory problems that feel like cognitive decline, depression or low mood that doesn't respond to normal interventions, dry skin, brittle nails and hair loss or thinning, constipation that becomes chronic. A simple blood test measuring TSH and free T4 can diagnose thyroid problems definitively, yet many doctors don't routinely test thyroid function in older adults. When thyroid problems continue undiagnosed and untreated, the consequences extend far beyond just feeling tired. Exhaustion deepens to the point where it feels completely insurmountable and affects every aspect of life. Depression worsens and becomes treatment-resistant because the underlying thyroid cause isn't addressed. Weight continues increasing despite efforts to control it. Heart problems can develop or worsen because thyroid hormones directly affect cardiovascular function. Cognitive decline accelerates, and some people are even misdiagnosed with dementia when it's actually severe, untreated hypothyroidism. Quality of life deteriorates to the point where even basic activities feel overwhelming. Brenda, who's 70, felt exhausted and depressed for 3 solid years, despite seeing doctors regularly, until thyroid testing finally revealed significant hypothyroidism, and proper medical treatment restored her vitality and mental clarity completely. The solution starts with proper testing at your next medical appointment. Request a thyroid panel that includes at minimum TSH and free T4 levels. If results show abnormal thyroid function, follow your doctor's treatment plan carefully. Thyroid conditions are highly treatable with proper medical management, and most people experience dramatic improvement in energy and well-being once thyroid function is normalized. Regular monitoring ensures treatment remains effective as needs can change over time. Thyroid problems are incredibly common after 60 and very fixable once identified. Get tested soon. Constant exhaustion and fatigue is not normal aging that you just have to accept. It's your body sending you specific signals that something needs attention and correction. These 7 causes are medically documented and responsible for the vast majority of chronic fatigue in seniors over 60. The encouraging truth is that almost all of these causes can be significantly improved or completely resolved with proper diagnosis and straightforward interventions. You don't have to live with crushing tiredness. Simple changes and proper medical evaluation can restore energy you thought was gone forever. Which of these 7 causes surprised you most? Which ones do you think might apply to your own situation? Drop a comment right now and tell me your experience. Have you dealt with any of these fatigue causes and found solutions? Your story could help another senior identify their problem. If you know someone over 60 who's constantly tired and has accepted it as inevitable, share this video with them immediately, because one of these 7 causes might be stealing their quality of life right now. Hit that like button if you found at least one cause that resonated with your experience. And subscribe, because I'm sharing medically accurate information that can genuinely improve your daily life after 60.